Hey, what's going on, everyone? A pretty uneventful day today. Just went to the gym this morning and then stopped and got some stuff to meal prep a little bit. Get ready for the next 2-week push here before the big show. But I'm really doing this. I'm headed to my night job right now. I'm going to go to Davis again and do the walk out there. Sun's going down, so it's gonna lose some light. But I was out at lunch with a very, very good friend of mine by the name of Erin. She does the camera for most companies in Northern Cal, and for me, I've known her probably 15 years maybe. It's been a while. I met her originally back when they used to do this thing. Al Flacco Loco had a show at a coffee shop called the True Love Cafe, and he used to do Monday Night Raw. He'd have like shows there, and he would commentate during it and have little fun games and stuff. And she was a big part of the original TWF crew. She's kind of like my wrestling historian, and everything that has to do with female wrestling, I go to her. So she's really knowledgeable. And I was out with her and eating some steak at Logan's, and asking her questions about my GoPro because she's really into the camera stuff. And she went over with me to Best Buy, and I bought a new SD card, I think it's called. I was doing some research, so she helped me find that. So I'm trying to, hopefully, that'll help the problem that I was having with transferring the video over from my GoPro to my phone. If not, she said I can borrow her iPad and transfer them and then do a whole big old thing. But anyways, man, hopefully this works. I did kind of a test run yesterday, but it was like a 30-second clip, and of course it worked. It was such a small clip, so we're gonna see if this works. But yeah, thanks Erin for the help, and just your knowledge on wrestling is always cool, man. She knows actually, like, as far as independent wrestling and even like AEW and all that, she knows more than I do on that stuff. I know the business, but she actually like watches every show. You know, she's pretty well versed in that, so it's good to have her as a friend. I really appreciate her. But anyways, man, I'm headed to work right now, and get there, do my walk. Hopefully it's not too dark, and then I'll do another segment tonight when I get to work. I don't know what I'm going to cover. I had a couple questions people asked me, but I'll cover something. All right, later. All right, what's going on again? Everybody back on the trail. I don't know if how much zoom it has on it or anything, but the sun's right behind me, so I didn't want to mess up the pitch or nothing. But excuse me. Back here on the trail, I got here way too early today. I was tired of being in the house, so I left a little early. So after this walk, I'll probably head over to Nugget and get something to drink, kill some time. But yeah, I was just thinking of a lot of different stuff in my career, and a lot of things people don't know that I've done, because a lot of it was done in Oregon, and a lot of it I just don't have video of. I have a few stories. One I'll tell later on about my first time going to Portland, and how, like, you make the decision to go to a show, it could change like the course of your career and change a lot of things for you just on the fluke. I always tell people that, you know, wrestling is not just about being good or being good at one aspect. A lot of things go into it, you know. What's the big saying is, luck's what happens when preparation meets opportunity, you know. So the more things you do and get your name out there, more places you go, something good is likely to happen. But you got to be prepared. If you're just going your shit, you know, it's not going to happen for you. And a lot of it is who you know. But one of the things people are afraid to do now is to travel, to go to places and lose money. And I was talking to one of my newer students now today about that. And you know, when you start working, man, it's like a bill. When you start wrestling, it's like a bill. You know, you have to set money aside to go, you know, farther places and get your name out there. And if you stay local, you're just always going to be considered a local person, and the opportunities are less. Excuse me. So when I first started doing the Oregon thing, it was that I was losing my ass. But I'll get into the story later. But so when you start it, man, you better make the decision if you want to be a local person or if you want to be an independent wrestler. And there's a lot of weekends that I spent couple $100 and went to wrestle for 4 or 5 minutes somewhere, but eventually, it pays off. And, sometimes it don't. Sometimes you just count it as a loss. But if you don't take that chance on those things, it's never going to happen for you. If your dream is to just be a star at one little company and, that's what you're going to do, more power to you, man. You've already made it. But if you want to make it, you have to get out. And the one thing independent wrestlers don't want to do nowadays is fucking travel unless people are covering their cost and they get transpo and they get a big PO. Well, those things aren't going to happen, guys, if you don't fucking have a name for yourself. Generally, when I go to a show, not to fucking put myself over, I don't spend money. I don't pay to get myself there, or you have to buy a hotel or whatever, And you could also stay at people's houses too, but it's because I have a body of work that I've been going to those places for a while that I can ask for more. A lot of kids now are like, well, I gotta get this much because the gas is this much, and I get this. Well, boo fucking who, man? Like, boo fucking who? I was driving to Oregon by myself at first, and losing my ass, losing sleep, taking vacation days from work because I was doing that shit, But when you want it, those are the things you have to do. So that's like I said, there's a bunch of other stories, but don't be afraid, man, to get out there. And one thing I tell people is, if you want to stay local for whatever your bullshit reason is, the more often you're at a show, for example, if you do 5 or 6 shows in a month, why do people want to pay for that time to see you when they can see you on a different show? When you come to town or when you do a show, you should be a special attraction. Like, people should be like, oh shit, I want to go see that person. But if you're on a show where they can see you multiple different weekends, they're going to pick and choose. Therefore, you're worth less money. So, be smart, man. And when you start off, man, don't ask for a crazy amount of money unless you're worth it. When you expect to go to like Oregon, Washington, Texas, and expect to get everything covered, you're living in this fantasy world because you've worked in a little garage for so long and you're a star there. You think that everybody gives a shit about you. But it's not the fucking case. You go to a new area, nobody knows who the fuck you are. And if you think that people do, you're a fucking mark for yourself. You're not like these bigger indie guys, like when, fucking Keith Lee and those guys would go somewhere. They're big in Gorilla and they go somewhere it's special. People know them, when like West Coast do their shows, he brings in names. People know these guys are. But if you're a fucking Jobber Joe, but you're big at a, fucking warehouse in front of 25, 30 people, I'm fucking sorry. Nobody around the country knows who you are. So fucking humble yourself. But anyways, man, I've been rambling on too long. I've been on 5 minutes on that one. But I got to catch my breath, keep walking, and I'll hit you up in a little bit. All right. Down a little farther, there's this end of the golf course. The big turn coming up. That's the 1.5 mile marker up there. And then I'll hit the big loop. Last time I went all the way to the street down pole line. Ended up being like 3.5 miles. But this time I think I'm gonna go back to the neighborhood, except a different little path. But yeah, man, such a nice night. I like the little breeze coming in. Feels good. And then the sprinklers are on the golf course. You get that little mist of water. Reminds me of the Great Muda. But yeah, man, just trying to get this walk in and getting ready for the 14th, man. I'm just really excited for the show. And they were just announced that Abigail, my daughter's working Brittany Wonder, who's one of my OG students, and Miss Lindsay, who's a brand new one. I worked with her a little bit. So it's going to be an exciting night for them. My students tend to get a little nervous when they're doing shows that I have a big match on, especially when they're working each other, because they know it's got to be good or I'm going to be pissed off. They really don't want to let me down, I guess, or whatever. But it is what it is. I think a lot of people don't understand that the pressure's on me and Titus really to deliver, because everybody's expecting this you know, fucking 5-star match. And I'm not saying we can deliver, but you know, I'm old, he's a young guy, so it's a lot of different variables there going on. Let me show you this skyline again. It's the beautiful, beautiful skyline. Golf course, fields on that side. Back end of the golf course. Bunch of old people walking around. Don't like filming around because they'll freak out. So, anyways, like I was saying, the pressure is on me and Titus to deliver. A lot of people expecting this great match, and it will be. You know, my first one back's been over a year and a half. He wrestles all the time, but yeah. So, you know, I'm nervous for him, nervous for myself. You know, I want to go have a great match too, and you know, I hope he seems pretty calm about it, but which could be good or bad. You know, he tends to not trip too much until the night of. Someone like myself, I just, you know, I know a lot's riding on this, and I'm more that I'm appreciative that Jake from TWF giving me the opportunity to do this match at you know, the place where I started. So yeah, there's a lot riding on it, man. As far as just pride for myself, you know, I put a lot on it because for me it's a lot at stake. You know, a lot of my students are on the show. Drake Frost is working that night, and I gotta go through the roster who else is on there, but I think Hayashi might be on there too. But yeah, so just a lot riding. Oh, Mercedes and Joe Gamble are on there, and I'm just sure there's a couple other ones. But yeah, so it's just, you know, a lot riding on it, man, and I'm excited. I wanted to hurry up and get here. You know, emotions will be high that night. Yeah, like I said, the documentary's coming. Indie Handshake's doing the documentary on me, which in itself is an honor, you know. So I don't know, man. And then of course, one of my best friends in the world, oh, Vinny's on there too, is my best friend, but he's gonna be reffing that night. Pat Kelly's gonna be there, and Lena was supposed to be there, but she couldn't make it. She's doing some MMA stuff, so it's like, you know, pretty much most of the important people in my wrestling world and family are gonna be there. So yeah, it's a lot of pressure, man, you know, to deliver. Just hoping I can keep up, put on a good show, man, and do what I do, man. All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody out there? Hopefully you saw, or obviously you saw the beginning of the video. Sorry, I'm really tired. I am gonna not keep it too long because I'm trying to cut the length of my videos down to hopefully get more views, because sometimes the videos are long. I know when I see somebody's video and it's way too long, I won't watch it. So trying to cut it down a little bit. I just, you know, I like showing people what I do during the day, but on the 19th I go back to work on campus. I won't be able to do that. So I'm just going to promote the show on the August 14th at Colonial Theater, Sacramento, California. The historic Colonial Theater. It's where I got my start in the business. The first show I ever had was at that building. Wrestling my son Titus, the future franchise. And as I mentioned earlier, my daughter Abigail is on there as well, working one of my newer students and then one of my OG students, Brittany. And there's a bunch of other kids on there. Pride's on there, Drake Frost is on there, and some other people. But I want to give a quick shout out to Jake, the promoter. I've known Jake for years. I mean, we go back way back in the day. Jake's a good dude, man. You know, in a world of shitty people, Jake's one of the few that I really can't say bad things about. He's always been a man of his word. He's loyal to his guys. He definitely works on his product. He's a great commentator, good video. He really has a lot to bring to the table. I wouldn't be doing business with him if I didn't think that he was worth it. But I just don't think he gets enough credit for what he does and the person he is. Like I said, I've known Jake for a long time. He's just a good guy, man. And you know, he's always good to me and Vinny. He's good to my kids, my students, and he just does some big things, man, and I'm happy for him for what he's doing and continuing to live his passion. He has buildings all over. Well, I think it's like 3 cities he runs out of. which is more than most promoters. So just shout out to Jake, man. Like I said, I really appreciate what he's doing on this show. Let me work my son on where I started. I already got to work Abigail. That we actually did a program there. So it means a lot to me that he gave me this opportunity. And then of course, you know, the Indie Handshake's going to be there filming. So he's letting us come in the building early and do that. From another friend of mine, Jesus Cruz. I've known Jesus for years too. Actually, he fired me when he was running lucha shows. It's a whole nother story, but he's a great guy too, man. So these are just two of the guys I met in this business who I've known for years, and they've always been good to each other, and they're just good guys, man. So I want to just give a shout out to them. But anyways, man, don't forget to like, subscribe, please click the bell icon. I'll put some, hopefully put a couple pictures up of the flyers from the show. I'm still working on this GoPro thing, so hopefully it works out. And other than that, man, I want to just thank everybody for viewing in and helping me get viewers and passing the word along. I have a couple of viewers from back east who I've never met before, but they got the link from somebody else who knows me. I think Zadora posted it, and somebody was on his page, and they contacted me and hit me up on Facebook and messaged me some stuff. I know a lot of people who view my stuff on YouTube don't have an account, so they can't comment and things like that and like it and stuff. But I appreciate all the comments, and for some reason, I'm getting a lot of new people who are hitting me up, and it's generally word of mouth from another vet or somebody, which it's very humbling that other vets would do that, you know, direct them my way. I appreciate it so much, and I'm glad that I can kind of give back. I'm getting in that part of my career that where I just want to give back. So anyways, man, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Please share it if you can. I would appreciate it immensely. If you have any more questions, please hit me up, and I will be happy to answer. Boomski.